بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Our sincere apologies to Dr. Esam for not committing our project presentation at the specified deadline. We were planning, Muhammad and I, to show up, but as both of us got busy, we just couldn't make it. The project is called the Ultimate Lighting System. As we can see in this picture, this is the diagram of the design step we made a couple of weeks ago. Now we have implemented this circuit in a simulation application called Electronic Workbench Multisim. Starting from there, I will explain the simulation step by step in this video clip. First, we open the Multisim program by clicking on its icon on the desktop. This is the icon, Multisim 9 Simulation and Capture. Then we go to File, Open, and pick our circuit. I've already built that circuit, and so this is the implemented circuit of the project. Okay, I'm sorry, just clearing the space. This is the full circuit of the project. Note that the timer function of the project have been omitted from this circuit as we have agreed during the discussion of the design. And now I will give a brief about the components of this circuit before we begin. We have a VCC and a ground, couple of switches, and I will explain why they are used and every one in particular. A couple of inverters, a clock, a grounded clock, wires, and JK flip-flop, and SR latch, AND gate, OR gate, tri-state buffer, voltage source, and a couple of LEDs. These three LEDs, X1, X3, and X4, only for verification. We can omit them without any effects on the circuit. But this LED, the main LED, which is controlled by the whole circuit. And so we will begin the elaboration of explanation of this circuit. This is the 3 to 8 decoder, which is the main decoder. The first output is Y0, which we used for the first mode. The first mode, as we recall, it was the on-off mode. So we have to trigger this input of the latch or the flip-flop, so we will activate it. So 000 and the input for the ABC will trigger the first one, which is Y0, and as we can see from the bubble here, it's a logic 0, so we have to put inverter or NOT gate. And so we have to press the simulation button over here, which will activate the circuit. And so with 000 inputs here, the circuit should be open, and this LED should be lighting. But as we know that it have to be clocked, the JK flip-flop have to be clocked, so we used the switch with the key D. So when I press D on the keyboard, the clock will be triggered once, which will indicate that there is a light. So this is the light of the verification that we have opened the flip-flop, and the other one over here, which is the main light, which will be leading. And so this is our first mode. And now we can stop the simulation of the circuit, or just off the circuit, so that we can uh, be prepared for the second mode, which is the light sensor mode. This SR latch have to be triggered when the sensor sense that the light intensity um, have gone, and so but we don't have a light sensor in this simulation program, so we will assume that it have been triggered, and it have been triggered from the output Y0 in the decoder, and Y0 is represented binary by 110 in the 3-bit mode. So A will be 1, and B will be 1, and 3 will be 0, or C will be 0. And so when we press the simulation button, it have to be triggered, and the other output is lit, and the main light will be lighting as well as the verification light, which clearly indicates that our second mode, which is the light censored mode, is working perfectly. And now to start our third mode in this lighting system, which called the strobe or the flasher mode. This mode will set the lid to be flashing as we want. And so as we can see over here, there is the clock which set to be 300 Hertz. We can change that, and we can also use kilohertz or megahertz, whatever we want. And the duty cycle is 50, and the voltage is 10 volt, which we can modify also. And the clock is grounded. The wires are connected with the J and K and the clock. And so the AND gate have to be activated from both the JK flip-flop with this input, and the other input will be from the main 3 to 8 decoder. And I'm sorry, being connected, disconnected. And so when we press the simulation button, nothing will appear, because we did not put the combination, the binary combination of the Y4, which control the AND gate over here. So when we press the C button on my keyboard, the mode will be activated. Here we are. This is the C, and this is the verification lid, and this is the general lid, which is controlled by the whole circuit. And at the end, Dr. Esam, here is our sincere apologies again, and for any questions and feedbacks, you are more than welcome to communicate with us. Our emails and mobile numbers will appear next.